Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Here's today's question. Rakesh, sir, today I saw a student crying because he did not get a good college. So my question is, are brilliant minds from a good college? If not, then what should they do in order to equalize with them? Um, Thank you for that question. I'd like to focus on this term brilliant minds because I think there is a reason why this discussion needs to be elaborated from that one particular concept. That I think the best way of understanding this concept of brilliant mind and demystify it was given by Malcolm Gladwell in his book called Outliers. And he argues in that book that we give undue importance to one person, that brilliant mind. We attribute everything of that brilliant mind's success to that one person. And he says that is wrong. And he gives an argument of a tree in a forest. Some trees grow very high, are very good, they have fruits and are very strong. The others are not. So Gladwell argues in his book Outliers that this doesn't mean that the other trees are bad. It only means that perhaps this tree got lucky. Maybe the soil where he was there was better as compared to the other trees' soils. Maybe this tree got more water as compared to other trees. Maybe the insects and animals who were feasting on other trees missed this. Maybe the sunlight fell directly on this tree and did not go on the other trees. So he argues that don't focus on the brilliant mind. Focus on where the brilliant mind comes from and look around the parents, the society, the community, the opportunities that this brilliant mind had. It could also be connected to wealth. There are many students who do better because they come from good families. And there are many students who do not come from good families who are as good but do not have the opportunity. So this comes to privilege, culture, family backgrounds, and where you come from. I think this is very critical for all of you students to understand that don't blame yourself for either not getting into a college, and don't assume that because you went to a good college it is all because of your efforts. You're not understanding the value of your culture, background, and the privilege that many of us have. And this is an important point for us to also bring us down to some level, that we have to take this with a pinch of salt. Some of us were lucky to get in, some of us were not lucky to get in. And some of us who were not lucky to get in, this has no bearing on your capabilities. And those who got in, again, it has no bearing on your capabilities. So I want all of you to understand that it's a matter of luck sometimes. You know, I always talk about the Olympic gold medals, that all the athletes have worked very hard. Each of them are very talented. But medal सिर्फ एक को मिलता है उस रेस में, gold medal. And the silver is one and the bronze is one. So there are thousands of players, but only few hundreds get the medals. Now that doesn't mean that the other people who are athletes who did not get medals are bad. So my request is this word brilliant mind, brilliant sports star, brilliant businessman, brilliant artist. Fine, congratulations, but let's also look at the surroundings by which this person has become brilliant and don't discount it. So that is theory number one. Theory number two is a fantastic children's tale written by Hans Christian Andersen called The Ugly Duckling. Now, why is Ugly Duckling relevant here? And why do we teach Ugly Duckling and many other fairy tales to our children? In fact, if you look at movies, cartoon movies, you'll find this pattern in all these movies, that we are helping a child to realize that if somebody tells you you are ugly, it doesn't mean that you're ugly. This is the whole concept of self-doubt. That somebody said कि तुम अच्छे नहीं हो और तुमने बस your doubt starts. Somebody says कि तुम मोटे हो, छोटे हो, ये हो. The children go through a lot. So to help the children cope with this, We teach stories like Ugly Duckling, The Little Mermaid. If you look at Kung Fu Panda, you know, a fat panda who wants to do Kung Fu. The first reaction is कि अरे यार तू तो इतना मोटा है क्या कुंग फू करेगा. Very derogatory sentence. But imagine what a child or a person goes through. हम लोग बच्चों को और even all of us हम स्कूल और कॉलेज क्यों भेजते हैं? Because a school and college is a place where you discover yourself, you strengthen yourself. और हाँ, उसमें थोड़ा सा ताने वाने मिलते हैं, नेबरहुड वाला जो सोसाइटी होता है वो एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता, इट रिजेक्ट्स यू. So a child or a pupil goes through a lot of acceptance and rejection because of the name of the college and the place where they come from. So, by the way, Hans Christian Andersen's tales are full of this because he himself went through a turmoil oriented childhood, and all that self doubt came in his stories. And he wanted to tell the world that don't let the world define who you are. You believe in yourself. And self doubt is a very big problem. So please look at the ugly duckling from a different perspective. That if somebody says you're not good, let's say a college says you're not, we're not giving you admission because of a criteria, that doesn't mean you're an ugly duckling. So don't go and mope around and start crying. And that's what these tales taught us. And I understand the pain these students go through because society में rejection होता है, family तो बिल्कुल रोना धोना शुरू कर देती है, relatives and everybody come forward and taunt you at that time. And I know it's a very brutal thing for our students and our college students and graduates. This doesn't stop here. This goes in corporate also. Corporate में भी एक acceptance rejection criteria है. If you get a good project, acceptance. If you don't get a good project, you feel self-doubt and rejected. ये चलता ही रहेगा. So my request to all of you is that if you want to live your life by someone else telling you how good you are, आप थक जाओगे. It's a very fatiguing, overwhelming and terrible way to live your life. Because you'll always wait for external validation to tell who you are. और वो external validation इतना आसानी से नहीं मिलेगा. Now that doesn't mean that you ignore it completely and completely define yourself, because that's where sometimes the miles goes into a different world. So there is a way to balance it. So here are my few suggestions for all of you how to deal with it. First of all, there is nothing called equalizing yourself to someone. Each person is different. पांचों उंगलियां बराबर नहीं होती हैं. There is a reason why 5 fingers are given by God, and there is a reason why we all come. Each of us has our own ways and strengths and opportunities. So let's first identify that accept the fact that you have come here for a different purpose. Maybe this college was not in your path. So accept it and move on. थोड़ा बुरा लगेगा, रोना धोना होगा, fine, but find a way to accept it and move on. That is my request number 1. Request number 2. This is where I request all of you to watch this amazing movie called Secret Superstar. Very nice movie. It's about this young girl comes from a home which is very toxic because of a very terrible father, but the mother is amazing, gold. She supports her. And she wants to, sing a song. So she makes a video of herself, puts it up on YouTube, and it becomes viral. And she always hides herself because she doesn't want the world to know who she is. डर लगता है उसको कि पापा मारेंगे. तो वो अपने आप को हाइड करके गाने बनाती है, and the गाने become amazingly viral. And then somebody, Amir Khan is like one very, very strange rock star, but he's played a brilliant role. He identifies this person and calls her. And she goes and meets him. And there's a beautiful scene where Amir Khan and this girl are on the beach, और दोनों नींबू पानी पी रहे होते हैं. It's like lemon soda. And this girl is saying, my father will never allow me to do this. I don't know if this will work. And I don't know what I'll do. Will I ever make my dreams come true? And Amir Khan looks at this glass of lemon soda and tells this girl कि बच्चे तुम जैसे लोग ना ये लेमन सोडा के बबल जैसे होते हो. तुम्हें कोई नहीं रोक सकता. The bubble will always find a way to come up. And that is such a beautiful scene. That if you're talented, if you're hardworking, if you bring out your talent, nobody can stop you. The bubble will find a way to come up on the surface. And I think that is my message to all of you. That all of you need to find that talent. Without that, I don't think the path forward is going to happen. Whether you are in a good college or not a good college, immaterial. The good college will probably just give you a platform to get your first job, that's all. But after that, the world doesn't really care. So if you are not talented, if you don't have the skills, ज़्यादा future नहीं है आपके पास. So my second and the most important request for all of you who are crying कि मुझे अच्छा college नहीं मिला, how do I equal myself, forget all that. Find that talent that makes you shine and do it very well. काम करो, results दिखाओ. The moment you do that, like a soda bubble, you'll pop up, somebody will notice you, and your life has begun. So coming back to the heart of the question, what is the ultimate role of education and a college and a school? The ultimate role of a college and a school is not to give you a complex. It is to help you discover your identity. And the identity is what you define. So don't go into self-doubt, find a talent, shine and keep working. And if these thoughts come, please remember tales like Ugly Duckling and many more movies which we show to children, that each of you is special. And if you find that special path, I think that's the identity you have to build on. So on that note, I hope you find a good college where there's a good professor, you connect with, you learn with, there are good alumni who support you. Doesn't matter if it's a branded college. All of this happens because of people. And if you want to find some good colleges, there are ways to do that. And even if you don't, if you find that talent, I think you will shine. And on that note, stay safe.